Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of the General Gerry channel. This is somewhat of a live podcast that we're doing right now. If people seem to like it, then we might do it somewhere in the future. As always, we're here with the Wrestling Jesus. WJ, how's it going?
Doing good, Gerry. Fuck.
And we're here with a very special guest, Big Ray from One Wrestling. It's good to have you here, man.
It's an absolute pleasure, and I got to tell you two things. I'm gonna put both of you guys over. Gerry, I've been loving what you've been doing for many years, and that's the truth. You know, you and I have been friends, and through the thick and the thin, the Wrestling Jesus has been one of my very favorite on-air personas for quite some time. Even though you've had battles with my boys on several occasions. I gotta tell you, bro, you're fucking hilarious, bro. I can curse here, right?
Oh yeah, no, you can do whatever. Everything's uncensored, uncut.
Okay, fucking fantastic. So you've never seen this side of me, maybe at Hami Media, but not at OneWrestling.com. But I swear to God, Wrestling Jesus, you're absolutely fucking hilarious because I get you. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't get you, and I get you because I have a very twisted sense of humor that people don't know about, and I think I really appreciate all that you've done over the last couple of years, bro. I'm glad to see you're back in wrestling. So, Gerry, I'm sorry I haven't really put you over as much, but you know I love you, bro. I never get a chance to talk to this guy, bro. It's awesome. Very happy to you.
Thank you very much for the kind words. Fuck. I must say, you got a good fucking deep voice, Gerry. A perfect radio voice he's got there.
Yep, absolutely. And I've been seeing a lot of his shows lately on One Wrestling. They're top notch. With Bill Apter, who, in my opinion, I'll just put him over. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Just saying.
We're working on it. He's established quite the relation. I mean, well, he's always had a good relationship with Stephanie and Triple H and Vince. And I don't know about Shane too much, but you know, the guy's been in the industry for 40 plus years. I'm talking about going back to the 70s. You know, he's done a little bit of everything, and he's one of the very few people. And I'm not even joking. One of the very few people that can stop in any convention anywhere, and the wrestlers, no matter who it is, I've seen everybody from Hulk Hogan to freaking Goldust stop, give him a hug, a kiss in the cheek, and say, "I love you, Bill." I don't think he has any enemies. So the guy's he's like a father figure to me. I love him very much, man. He's awesome.
He's definitely someone who I think entrepreneured almost, you could say, online media in a way as well. Like, even, you know, because I've heard about the magazines and stuff. I know that they weren't here in Ireland and stuff. I heard of the magazines, but he is pretty much, he was the founder of essentially wrestling interviews, essentially, you know, when no one else was really doing it.
He started a lot of the, like the whole YouTube gimmick on what would you see now in IWC, YWC. He was one of the very first to interview actual on-air, not on-air talent, you know, current wrestlers. He was one of the very first to do it. He's a pioneer in that fashion. He's a pioneer, you know, with the magazines, so on and so forth. And he's just an all-around, like, genuine, really good dude that really loves the business. And that it's his life, man. And I think, you know, it was cool to hear Goldberg kind of give him a quick shout out, you know, during the Hall of Fame. That was pretty cool. But all in all, man, I think it's only a matter of time, to be honest. And I'm not stooging anything off or anything, but I think it's a matter of time before he may be put into that little wing where you see the little 5-second clip of the people that you know don't get to talk during the whole Hall of Fame thing. I hope so, man. I hope so.
Yeah, I definitely think that, you know, and it would be good to see, because he would probably be the first YWC member, if you could say that would be in the Hall of Fame. Like, it would.
Let me shoot real quick, and I don't want to take over the show, but you know, something that really pisses me off. You know, people always worship the ground that this so-called reporter Dave Meltzer walks on, and I'm not here to shit on Dave Meltzer, but I'm here to shit on Dave Meltzer.
Yes,
because here's the truth, okay? And I'm voicing, this is my personal, genuine opinion. You know, Bruno Sammartino was a very good friend of Bill Apter's. I mean, these guys talked once a month for when Bruno Sammartino actually bought Bill Apter into the wrestling business. Now, all that being said, they've been friends for all these years. Dave Meltzer has the gall, the audacity, and just it's just such an arrogant son of a bitch to put over the fact that he believes that Bruno Sammartino didn't sell out Madison Square Garden 187 times the day that he passed away, and then he calls him a friend. Dave Meltzer, in my humble opinion, is a piece of human garbage. This is how I genuinely feel. I think everything he says, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, let me just put something off to you, okay, guys? I want you to understand this. Dave Meltzer, all the bullshit that he speaks, all the stuff that he reports and everything like that, guess what? Look at the percentage of what he's gotten right and wrong over the last couple of years. It's going way down. You know why? Because people within the industry are feeding him bullshit. You know why? Because he's lost the respect of the people in the business. Bill Apter never lets me report a goddamn thing unless it's absolutely verified by somebody who is in the business, who is willing to talk. Other than that, we don't report shit. So excuse me for using vulgarity, but that Dave Meltzer shit got me so hot. And the fact that people, oh my God, Meltzer, 5 stars. Who the hell is Dave Meltzer? You never taken a freaking bump in you taking a bump in a freaking bingo hall? Shut the fuck up, man. This guy's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Wrestling Jesus, I'm stealing your gimmick. I apologize.
Double J, you have any thoughts on Dave Meltzer? While we're at it, because I have a few things to say. But go ahead, Double J.
Well, like a lot of the way that we started out in the YWC, and a lot of people, they were like fucking influenced by Meltzer, trying extra hard to act intelligent, and the whole indie gimmick, praise Japan, hate WWE. All of that shit comes from him, people trying to be like him, and he's just a normal fan giving his opinion there. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
Perfectly said. He's just a fan, just like us. We could put ourselves as reporters, and some of us are. I've been doing this for about 10 years now. Yeah, okay, we're reporters. You know what? I'll even give it to us. We're reporters. Let's say we're reporters. We report what we know, what we see, what we hear. That's all he is. He's just a regular guy who's probably on the Triple H diet, if you know what I'm talking about. And he just reports what he hears. But what he's hearing is bullshit. Just remember that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm hot about that, bro.
And if he gets it wrong, he just says, Vince must have changed it at the last second there.
Exactly. I actually did a video on him. It's the Rant series. And I did a Rant series designated to him. And there was a few people saying, well, Dave Meltzer knows more about you. Does he? Because a lot of people say about the stuff that he's got right. And at the same time, like, even if you look at the stuff that he's got right, anyone could have said that. Like, anyone could have fucking said that. But because it's Dave Meltzer, everyone praises him. One of the things and everyone forgets this, he said that CM Punk was returning. Then you just remember that? He said specifically CM Punk was going to return on one of the Raws.
I think like 3 times.
Yeah, and it never happened. It never happened. And that's why I don't like Dave Meltzer, because his rating system is god-awful. His rating system is absolutely god-awful. I even, during my Rant series, I even showed a list of the matches that he had. And these were matches, like, I remember, wasn't it Undertaker and Shawn Michaels? He didn't even give 5 stars. He didn't even give Undertaker and Shawn Michaels 5 stars. But, like, again, like, the fact that people kind of take his word as gospel just goes to show you how completely ridiculous things are right now. You know what I mean?
Hey, WJ, when's the last time? Remember the last time Dave Meltzer had the 5-star match in Japan? Do you remember that match? Because it never fucking happened. That's when. It never fucking happened. The guy, listen, let me tell you something. I don't know how we got off to this Dave Meltzer bullshit.
I'm loving it.
But I'm so hot. Because, I've been under 2 learning trees. I've been on the learning tree of Bill Apter for almost 10 years now. It's going to be 9.5 years, I believe, in this September. And I've been under the learning tree of a gentleman by the name of Ben Hameen, who runs Hameen Media. I'm actually his, well, not to steal your gimmick, Gerry, but I'm his general there at the Hameen Army. And, we run a podcast working with Stevie Richards, ECW legends like Big Sal, Greek God Papadon. We work with another gentleman by the name of Steve King, who has been in the business, has wrestled on WWE TV. These are guys that are in the business that have had over 50 years, if you combine them, of actual wrestling in front of television. And Ben Hameen has actually written for OVW when it was the developmental for the WWE, 2CW, all these great indies. And, you know, sitting under these learning trees, I've learned one thing. When you disrespect the business, when you think you're better than the business and you've never taken a bump, that's why I never talk as if I'm the fucking man, because I'm not. I've never taken a bump in my wife. You know, I used to practice. My dad was a pro. You know, he's a wrestler and shit like that. But I used to fool around in the ring. But I've never taken a bump in front of no one. Okay, so everything that I say is opinion based, and everything that I know is learned from people who have actually been in the business. Dave Meltzer, he's just like us, nothing special. He may be uglier than most of us. I mean, Gerry and WJ are way fucking more handsome than this guy ever was on his best day. It is what it is. You can take all the steroids you want, buddy. you can get those arms jacked. You can do what you want to do, Chief. But I'm telling you this, Dave Meltzer, I don't give a shit if Dave Meltzer comes back, because guess what? Guess what, Dave Meltzer? You ain't half the man your mother was. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, it does. I'm joking around, but it does really upset me that people take his shit for gospel. And I'm my God, Gerry, you got me on you got me on something that really, I didn't think I was gonna go on so long. I'm really freaking hot about this.
So what did he do exactly? So about the Bruno Sammartino thing?
Well, what happened? Bragging, trying to show off that he's an intelligent guy, Gerry, by saying that the record wasn't real, the 187 sellouts, and he can't wait the next day. He has to show off his wrestling intelligence there. You know what I mean by saying the record is fake on the day that he died? Why say something negative about the man on the day that he died just so you can try to look smart online to impress his fucking mongoloid fanboys? What is this, you know?
Mongoloid. WJ, let me ask you a question. Did you or did General Gerry or did I or did Ben Hameen or did anyone ask Dave Meltzer his opinion on whether that record was real or not?
No, certainly not me.
I didn't. So I could give two shits about his opinion. See, the thing is this: Bruno Sammartino was larger than life. Okay, he is the myth. He is the myth of pro wrestling, the mythical beast of pro wrestling. Okay, so whether the record was true or whether it wasn't true, the fact is Bruno Sammartino helped usher in a new era in professional wrestling. He was able to break down walls, break down barriers, break down boundaries between the Italians, the blacks, the whites, the Irish, so on and so forth. He was able to break that down in New York City and all over the world. So what he did was bigger than just selling out the Garden 187 times. That guy is an absolute legend, and they used to call him the living legend. He will always be the living legend because his legend will live on. And the fact that Dave Meltzer had the balls or the audacity to question this on the WJ on the day he freaking died, only a couple of, and then he has the balls, Gerry, to say, but he was my friend. Get the fuck out of here.
It is like, I mean, that's the problem that I have with him, is that it's always his, oh, I'm the primary focus. Even though like somebody passed away that day, it always has got to be him. And that's the problem that I've always had. And there's been people that were saying in comments, saying, oh, why do you not like Dave Meltzer? What, like, you know, on the rant series that I did. And that's why, because he firmly believes that he's better than everyone else when it comes to online media, when it comes to professional wrestling. Kevin Nash even said it perfectly. You know, he said he's a goddamn joke. Even Kevin Nash doesn't even like Dave Meltzer. So again, that's what I need to get through to people, is that Dave Meltzer is a phony. You know, he hears rumors and then puts it online. And the worst thing is that there are people that follow his every move. There are people that will pick up a story that he says and they will take it as gospel, when in fact it's completely true. And then once those people upload videos and say, hey, this is what happened, this is going to happen, then when it doesn't.
You know who Dave Meltzer has two guys. that are his shadows right now. Two guys. There's a gentleman by the name of Ryan Satin who used to work for TMZ, and now he runs the Pro Wrestling Shit or ProWrestlingSheet.com, but I call it ProWrestlingShit.com. This is a guy that's cut from the same ilk. This guy, right now at this point in juncture, is just absolutely tarnishing the name of anyone who calls himself a true pro wrestling reporter. There's another guy over at WrestleZone Radio who I used to work with very closely, Nick Hausman, who did the same, but you don't hear a fucking peep out of him ever since the Hami Army took over. Neither here nor there. But these people, again, these are people that you know, that I say tarnish. I'll say destroy the name of people like yourself, Gerry, like WJ, like myself, like Ben Hameen, like Bill Apter, who come on the YWC, who do podcasts, videos, so on and so forth. And, you know, and we tell a story, you know, and we report legit stuff. We don't just put up shit just for clickbait. That's bullshit, man. That's bullshit. And it really infuriates me. Oh, when are we supposed to talk the fucking Indian gimmick over there in well, not Indian, the Arab gimmick over there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is good shit though. I'm not gonna lie.
Guys,
sorry, man.
like, that's what it is now. A lot of it. I don't want to name drop Sean's view there, but guys like that, it's 95% clickbait and no substance. You know, like me, I'll just talk about shit that's confined, Gerry. I don't fucking just put a bunch of clickbait or shit with nothing in there. You know, or reports that Mark Henry was upset backstage there. I don't talk about this and make a real vid about that, you know?
Yeah, like it's just like the whole kind of like, because I used to do I primarily used to do reporting, but now it's more comedy based now that I like to do now on YouTube and stuff, because at the end of the day, you can't listen to everyone seems to believe what all these people say, and at the end of the day, it's just not true. You know what I mean? And, you know, and the sad thing is that there are people within this community that are actually good, that actually put out good shows out there, that actually do put effort into their videos, and they don't get no recognition. You understand what I mean? So, again, like I was saying, you should support those people, and I've said this in previous videos, but you should support those that actually put effort in their videos, that actually put effort and essentially do it for the art form of video making and professional wrestling. That's what I feel that the community should do, and not really watch these guys that just clickbait and try and pretty much just, it's just emotionless crap. Like some of these videos are 2 minutes long. You know what I mean? Like it's like they put the camera on. Like the worst thing is, though, I think sometimes in these videos is that you have people that will literally read everything from the article and then they end the video. Like they don't have an opinion. They would just read it. Oh yeah, if you enjoyed this, take that time to subscribe and like the video. When like there's just no effort. You understand what I mean? There's no effort in that. Like anyone could do that. A 12-year-old child could do that. You understand what I mean? So
that's what it is. Read an article and put a clickbait title. That's what fucking 90% of it has become now on YouTube.
You know, real quick, Gerry, you know, the difference between, like I said, somebody reporting and somebody just spouting out, just regurgitating news. You know, when you report, all right, when you regurgitate news, you're basically reading shit off of a computer screen and just pretty much putting your own words to it and saying the exact same thing. But then you have people who go out there like yourself and like WJ and like myself and like, you know, guys, like I said, the Hami and Army and so on and so forth, after, who take the story and then you dissect it and you break it down and you see how the storylines should have worked, or you express how they should have worked, and you say where they could go and why they should go this way. And then if you work with people that, like I said, like I have the pleasure of doing, that have been in the business for many, many years, you know, you can learn from them and say, look, you know, how would you book this, Stevie Richards? And Stevie will be like, well, you know, when I worked at WWE, you know, blah, 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 you know, and they would break things down that way. That's reporting. You know what I'm saying? Just regurgitating news. You hear somebody. How many times have you gone on YouTube? And you've said this before. How many times has CM Punk come back to the WWE? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Who the fuck cares? If he comes back, wonderful, in the words of Matt Hardy. But if not, so what? That's not, for me, that's not news. When he comes back, that's news. then you can report it and you can kind of break down, well, why is CM Punk back? Why did he leave the UFC? Where is he going to go from here? He's a little older. Will his body hold up? Will he work a full schedule? Talking all that stuff. That's reporting. That's the difference between reporting, and that's the difference between Dave Meltzer, Ryan Satin, and a guy like Nick Hausman. You feel me?
Absolutely. Well, here, do you just want to talk about this? Well, do you just want to get into Backlash first? If you want, get into Backlash. So Backlash is happening, I believe, what is it, in like 2 weeks' time? I believe 2 weeks. Something like that. So the card is subject to change, but we're going to try and go through each match individually and kind of give our thoughts on what's going to happen in the pay-per-view and give our overall kind of thoughts on what essentially is going to happen with this show going forward. So the first match on here is Seth Rollins versus The Miz. This is for the Intercontinental Championship. Any thoughts, guys?
I'll bow down to WJ.
Should be a good match there, but it's just that The Miz is on SmackDown, so you know he ain't winning. That's the problem with it. But as far as a match goes, it should be good there.
Let me see. All right, so you just sparked something in my head, WJ. Yeah, The Miz is on SmackDown. Now you have two mid-card titles on Raw. You have the US title and you have the Intercontinental title. I think just logically.
Shit! Are both belts on Raw?
Yeah, they're both on Raw. So I would think.
Damn.
So now knowing that, what do you think is going to happen between The Miz and Seth Rollins?
Oh, for God's sake! No, isn't Jeff Hardy on SmackDown with the US?
No, he got wait a second. Am I wrong?
Is he on Raw, I think?
Unfucking believable. This whole mix-up shit.
Jeff is on SmackDown now with the US title.
Is he?
I believe
Let me double check, actually.
Because I gotta be honest with you guys, this whole shakeup shit got me all over the place because I don't know who the fuck the champion is. You got some fucking 11-year-old kid that somebody's the referee's fucking son getting in the ring with Braun Strowman winning a tag team title. Good freaking God. All right.
Joe Cronin in the chat, Gerry says Hardy's on SmackDown. I don't know if you want to invite Joe.
All right. So Hardy's on SmackDown. And you have what's his name? Gimmick Jones. What's his name? Seth Rollins on Raw. Is that how it is?
Yeah. If it would have been the other way around, I would have said Miz. Plus, he's looking to tie the record at some point for 9 Intercontinental title wins. It could happen that Miz would win, and then they create a new belt on Raw. I thought of that, but I doubt that would happen.
Well, who's to say that if Miz won the title, let's say because WWE always changes the fucking rules and shit. So let's say that they win, the Miz wins the title because the Miz should win the title. In my humble opinion, I think the Miz should be the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. But he's so good. But okay, with all that being said, who's to say if WWE says, you know what, the Miz won the Intercontinental title, so now the Miz is back on Raw. And then SmackDown gets a pick or something. They get to bring whoever over. I don't fucking know.
I'm a big Miz fan as well. I would love it if Miz would beat him there, but
he should. He should. To be honest with you, I don't think Seth Rollins does anything for that IC title. The Miz has made that title relevant. I'm just regurgitating probably. It's so funny. I was putting the Miz over like 5 years ago. I thought the Miz was awesome. The guy's been putting in great mic work. He's been putting in good character. The Miz doesn't work Meltzer style 5-star matches, but what he does is he gets over with character, and that's how you can get over in the business. You don't need to be fucking flippity doodah, in the ring all the time. Anyway. Yeah, Gerry, I'm sorry.
Miz can wrestle against anybody. He could have a comedy match against a big guy like Strowman. He can have, a normal match with a smaller guy like Bryan. And it's a smart style, because of his size, he'll kick the leg. and then hit a DDT. You know, it makes sense for his size. You know, he's not a flippy guy, but he doesn't have to be a heavyweight style wrestler either with big power moves. It's like a slick, intelligent style kind of deal. Love the Miz, for God's sake.
He's a wrestler. The guy's he's an old school throwback. Like I said, where the guy can go in the ring. He doesn't get hurt because he doesn't have to. You know, he doesn't do more than he has to. Man, he gets over with character. And
I've got this sweet thing here, by the way. So so the Intercontinental Championship is on Raw, and the United States Championship is on SmackDown. So I've just been looking on Wikipedia there. But
so then why the hell would they have the Miz face Seth Rollins then?
Because of the superstar shakeup, it messed up a lot of matches, I guess. I don't know. It's the same thing. Jinder Mahal fighting for a belt he can't win, and Cesaro and Sheamus fighting for a belt they can't win recently. This is pretty much the same thing, I guess. But I thought of that they could have both mid-card belts on SmackDown and create a new mid-card title on Raw. That thought came into my mind there, but it probably won't happen.
Jesus, let me ask you a question. You think they need more fucking belts on
I think they should create a women's tag team belt.
They could do that.
You know, maybe a women's tag belt on Raw and the mid card for SmackDown for the women. If it's supposed to be equal, like a women's intercontinental title, you know,
that I could see. That's a great idea. The women's intercontinental title. I think that would go over with the influx of all the female talents in WWE right now. Who won the golden uterus trophy for the fucking Battle Royal? Who was that again? Was it Becky Lynch?
No, it was Naomi.
Yeah, put the fucking
WrestleMania Battle Royal.
Right. Yeah, put the IC title on her. Fuck it. She's good, man. She's a good worker. That girl. She's. I got to be honest with you. If I was Rowan and fucking what's his name and Gimmick Jones over there with the Bludgeon Brothers, I would absolutely have stopped the match and watched the Naomi shake her ass. I'm just saying. True. I would have just stopped. Anyway, let me shut up.
I do like the thing is with this shakeup, and this is the problem that I have with the whole thing, is that they never see the normal draft that they had when they had like the generator. I think that was better than this whole superstar shakeup because you've just got announcers, and the announcers in general just aren't even that good really anyway. And I've said this once and I'll say it again. Michael Cole's performance on the Greatest Royal Rumble was the worst performance I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think he's the greatest of all time. I'm sorry. I can't say fucking guy sucks. He's so bad. So bad. He's the Booker T of announcing.
He's so terrible. Like I seen he said about Sergeant Slaughter, and he said that he was dead. Like on the Greatest Royal Rumble, yeah, he accidentally went like the late or something. He said, and then he had to apologize live on air, saying, "I just want to let you know I talked to him a few weeks ago. He's not actually dead."
Oh my god! How the fuck do you mistake that? The guy you work with the guy. Anyway,
it's ridiculous. Like, but the superstar shakeup is something that I don't like. I prefer the draft when they actually make an event of it where it might have meaning or something like that. Mm-hmm. But this whole kind of Dean Ambrose, he's on SmackDown, but because you're watching a 3-hour show, you're trying to concentrate on the matches. You try and mute the television for the commentators anyway. So why would you even try and listen to them? So. But again, I think the way they've gone about the superstar shakeup, I think, is completely ridiculous. And hopefully they do a draft next year. I hope. Fingers crossed. But
I mean, the first year was awesome. Well, who was it? Ric Flair and Eric Bischoff. That was phenomenal. Yeah, I wish they would go back to do that. I mean, you could have a lot of fun with it. It makes no. What is this? When did they? Why did they? Do you guys have any idea? Because I don't. Do you have any idea why they went from the cool draft to the fucking superstar shakeup?
I guess just to try to be different, maybe try to give it a feel like you have a debut every 5 minutes when it's a guy coming back. I don't know there, but the draft was better, but it's just a lazy way to do it, I guess.
Hey, Wrestling Jesus, really quickly, are you cool with Corbeil now, or are you guys still fighting? I don't even know what the fuck's going on here.
Well,
oh boy,
we argued a little bit, but that was at least a month ago. There,
I love it, man. You know what's funny?
I'm not pissed off at Corbeil. There, him. He's a TNA guy. I'm a WWE guy, so
I gotta tell you something, WJ. I love Andre. Andre is one of my favorite people in the world, and but I have to put this over. You did this video one time. I don't mean to drum up the past, but we're here. Fuck it. And you did this video that actually fucking popped me, and it was called, if I remember the name, "How to Be a Tag Whore" or something like that.
View whore.
A view whore. And you had your friend with the fucking titties, with the fake boobs and the wig. Oh, that was fucking hilarious. I sometimes you have to laugh at yourself, and it sucks because Andre is legit. Like, I love him. He is one of my closest friends, and I think he's really fucking good. But your battle between him and that's why I stayed the fuck out, bro. I stayed the fuck out. But it was just I don't mean to drama of the past, but I had to throw it your way because that shit was hilarious, man. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, she looked like somebody I fucking must have banged in junior high school. Your friend with the fucking fake image.
Like, I'm pretty much over the Andre stuff there. It's
good. You guys are Canadians. You guys should love.
I didn't like the last thing. It's because when the thing with Sami Callihan, I didn't like the way TNA was, bragging about how they got views for this thing. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And
What problem did you have with Sami Callihan and what happened there? I'm just curious. I haven't been following your thoughts on that.
It's the baseball bat to the eye thing,
Sammy and oh my God, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Anybody help me out?
I understand it was an accident what he did, you know what I mean? But like you see recently, he hit Kevin Sullivan in the head. I'm assuming with a bat again. I don't know with what.
No, he threw a chair. He threw a chair.
Yeah. Threw a chair. Yeah, and the other one, like he did the shoot interview, Sullivan, and he was talking against him for it. So I don't know if that was working, but
that's a shoot. I mean, it's a work.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit. Listen, the shit between Sami Callihan and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Not Davey Richards. What's the other kid's name? Eddie Edwards. Those guys are really cool friends, and the reason I know this for a fact is because Ben Hameen helped run 2CW and write for 2CW, where Eddie Edwards and Sammy got their champion. Actually, Sami Callihan was their last champion in 2CW before that company closed down. And yes, it was a mistake. Sammy felt, from what I understand, from what I know, Sammy felt absolutely horrible. But those two guys, from what I understand, got together and said, let's make some fucking money off of this. So anything that Sammy's making, I will guarantee you, all right, that Dave, not Davey, what the fuck, that Eddie Edwards is getting a nice piece of that, and they decided to continue the business. But I understand where you're coming from. I mean, everybody has their own opinion and stuff like that, but I just have a different opinion because of what I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Gerry.
No, it's okay.
And then Andre says, anybody who criticized this is a WWE mark who hates their own lives. You know what I'm saying? So when he said that, that's like, well, all right, fuck you, bud. You pissed me off with that one,
But you guys are cool now, right? You guys are friends again?
We haven't spoken since.
We got to fix this, Gerry.
And when he I also didn't like, we had like a political talk, me and him, because I like Trudeau and he's a big conservative, and like he was telling me stuff, he would punch Trudeau in the face. So I thought that was a bit extreme. And he also threatens to punch a lot of people that talk against TNA. You know what I mean? So
let me see. Let me just take a look at. I don't know Justin Trudeau, right? You said. Let me
but
see
like
something. Hold on. Let me see.
it
Justin Trudeau.
It was more than just the wrestling stuff that happened there.
I'm sorry about that, man. I was looking to see if he had a punchable face. He's pretty punchable, dude.
Well,
he's very handsome, actually.
He's a handsome guy, like a diplomat, but you know, it was a couple of things that happened, you know, when he said that shit, not like responding to criticism in the normal way to people's arguments. It's just, oh, everybody who criticized this, and you had people in the business like Cornette and others criticizing this. So it's not like everybody was just a fanboy that hates their lives. You know what I mean?
I gotta say, Cornette is a very he's a very interesting let's just say cog in the wheel of professional wrestling, because Cornette knows, he's a smart son of a bitch. He knows when to chime in. I mean, trust me on this. I think he knows when to chime in. He pretty much found out it was a work, from what I understand, relatively soon after it happened. So all the bullshit with him being upset about it, I don't buy it. But you know, I can't say anything because I'm not Jim Cornette, and I'm not personal friends with him. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, it happened. It happened. The guys made money off of each other, and Justin Trudeau is a very fucking handsome guy. I gotta straight up, dude. That if I was a chick, I'd fucking do him. He's very handsome.
That was my problem with Andre. That's the last time, you know.
All right, like, well, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this. We're gonna get WJ. How far apart do you guys live from each other?
Far enough. Complete different sides of the country, but
Gerry, we gotta figure a way of getting these guys to hug it out like Danny O'Brien and Kane.
What I'll do is on another hangout, I'll try and get them together or whatever. Well, I'll speak. Me and Andre aren't talking terms, so
basically, it all started back in the day because of TNA. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it is. Me, I'm passionate about WWE. I think it destroys TNA any which way you look at it. You know him. He thinks TNA is better, so. You know, I think it all goes down to the passion of wrestling. You know what I mean?
And and I don't think there's a problem with that, because you remember back in the day, in the territory days, yeah, people that were diehard AWA fans, people that were diehard NWA fans, people that were diehard WWE fans, and to each his own. You know, Hulk Hogan was my guy growing up, but you know, in Georgia, it was Ric Flair. You feel me? So I understand. See, I've never been that guy to say, oh, TNA is better than WWE or WWE is better than TNA, because I just fucking like it all. You know what I mean? For different reasons. I think right now TNA is putting some pretty cool shit up. Well, it's not TNA anymore. It's Impact Wrestling. And I like where they're going, but they're like that girlfriend. You know, TNA Impact is like that girlfriend that you really love or you want to love, and you keep catching her sucking the basketball player's cock. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, don't suck his cock anymore. And all right, I won't suck his cock. And you take her back, and then you come back the next week, she's sucking the other basketball player's cock. I don't know why I mentioned basketball players, but I'm thinking the biggest, tallest, biggest cock guys possible. And it is what it is. That's where I'm going with it. I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but all I'm saying is that TNA always seems to hurt my feelings. They always break my heart. And when I think they're going to do well, they always seem to do something like fucking Alberto Del Rio. And that drives me up the wall. I cannot stand El Patron. He is just a piece of shit too. He's the Dave Meltzer of wrestling. Good. I'm sorry, Gerry.
No, it's Del Rio. I try to give a benefit of the doubt of. I remember the whole incident with him and Paige and stuff, and I remember when all that started. I was like, I'm not gonna cover it. And then the whole thing
came cover it,
and I was like, oh, I gotta actually cover this thing. And that was they shouldn't have got together. That shouldn't have been a thing from the get-go. That shouldn't have happened. And I remember he was even trying to get her over to TNA at one point. I think it wasn't. He was like, what I try to watch TNA again during I know Jeff Jarrett's in somewhat of a good place now, but when Jeff Jarrett was over there, he didn't do too well. It didn't go anywhere. You know, honestly, I think the Billy Corgan guy I thought was getting there a little bit with I actually enjoyed the Matt Hardy stuff myself, what they did with that. But then it just went downhill, and then I don't know why Anthem Sports filed a lawsuit. That was another final nail in the coffin for me when they filed the lawsuit against Matt Hardy and stuff like that. And I thought it was completely ridiculous, but it happens in wrestling. And
you know what the best part is? That everybody that was involved in the fucking broken gimmick is now with the WWE. Jeremy Borax is over there, Matt, Jeff Hardy, everybody, EC3, everybody. Come on, Dixie Carter. Bring them all. I call NXT NXT&A.
That would be good if Dixie would show up there.
Dixie could sit on my face.
But that would be good though if she appeared with EC3, you know.
I'm sorry, I have a thing for older, hot Southern rich chicks. Hi. I'm sorry, guys.
Please,
this is serious. This is a serious wrestling discussion, right?
No,
it doesn't have to be.
We're all. This is what the people want. That's what they want. They want some of the randomness.
The people that watch me at One Wrestling that never see this side of me, they'll like, you could hear this shit on the Hami media shit, but I love to joke around. I mean, not that I wouldn't fight her off with a right on my face. I'm just saying. Pull the diaper right to the side. She's old. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, that's what I say. Like, you know what I mean? But
oh, God. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Go ahead.
But yeah, like the whole thing with TNA, I just couldn't really, after the whole incident with it, I couldn't really get into it and stuff. I tried to watch the pay-per-view. I was supposed to do a review of it, but I just couldn't.
Really?
No, I just couldn't. And
you're talking about Redemption?
Yeah, Redemption. I just couldn't. I don't know.
It was a good show, and I watch everything with a critical eye. I'm not a TNA fanboy. I'm not a WWE fanboy. I thought it was a very, very good show, dude. To be honest with you, I don't think it was better than A-Track. You're on crack, bro. When you said that Redemption was better than WrestleMania, that's just absurd. But in all seriousness, I thought it was a solid show. I think if you would give it a chance, you would like it. I'm just saying.
Because I think it was like the problem is, and I actually goes into somewhat of another discussion. Is that I feel as if there's too much wrestling. Does that make sense? I think if you break it down, right, and I've said this time and time again, 3 hours of Raw, you got 2 hours of SmackDown, you got 1 hour of NXT, you got Radio 205, FM, satellite, whatever the hell they want to call that. And then you got the pay-per-view that lasts about 8 hours. Then that's also not including TNA, Ring of Honor. My point is that there's too much wrestling, because the way some of these companies, and in my view, is that they believe that there's a wrestling boom. There's not. Sadly, wrestling isn't what it used to be, and I feel as if there's just too much. You understand what I mean? And a lot of people say to me, "Oh, Jerry, why don't you review this show and that show?" Listen, I live in Ireland, okay? I have to it was a miracle for me to even watch a show at a decent time, which was the greatest Royal Rumble. I don't know if anyone checked my Twitter, but it felt like Christmas to me because I could finally have a beer and a pizza at 5 in the day. It was daylight outside. I could finally actually watch a wrestling show. But like I said, some of these shows start at like 1 in the morning till like 5 in the morning, and I still don't even know how I did that back in the day, to be honest. But it was very, very hard to do. And even now, like even with my schedule, like if I'm working all day and then I go back to even attempt to watch Raw is a, you know, because if I'm going to review a show, I want to see the full show. I don't want, you know, in case I miss little things or whatever. So that's why there's not as much Raw reviews on my channel as maybe what there was maybe back in the day. But my point essentially to you guys is, do you think there's too much wrestling? Do you think that they need to cut back in the hours in all federations?
Yeah, WJ.
WWE, they're not done yet. Aren't they supposed to have a UK show at some point? I actually like these UK wrestlers, Pete Dunne, the other young guy, even the bigger guy with the beard and mustache, but Trent Seven or whatever. But fuck, there's too much. Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling, but WWE have people that like it. You know what I mean? Apart from 205 Live, that's just not really worth it, in my opinion. They're supposed to have at the cruiserweight tag belt, I heard at some point there, but if you follow all of WWE plus TNA, that's almost every day of the week there. So then it starts to become a lot. If I have to fucking watch New Japan, I'd like to be able to watch New Japan here in Canada on my television, but I don't have that option. You know what I'm saying? But I can't fucking watch 300 feds either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm a gamer myself, right? Oh, actually, Big Ray, I'll let you go next, Big Ray.
No, good. Finish your thought. I won't forget. I promise.
Well, because I'm a gamer, right? So I like gaming. So it's hard to do that whenever you're working. You come back, you want to play a few games, and if you want to try and watch some professional wrestling, trying to cram that in a 24-hour space is ridiculous. And that's also not including trying to watch a pay-per-view at 1 in the morning. And I'm talking that from a European perspective. It's incredibly hard to do. And my problem is that, you know, the greatest Royal Rumble, there was problems with it. I'm not going to lie. There was some Titus O'Neil, but there was some problems with it. But what I did like was that I could actually watch a show at a normal time. So which was something that I generally like. But I just feel as if there's just too much. There's just just way too much, you know.
If you watch WWE and TNA, like WJ said, it's 9 hours of wrestling a week. I'm including, you know, so you got SmackDown, Raw, NXT, 205 Live, not counting the pay-per-view. So now let's add a pay-per-view onto that. So WWE's pay-per-views usually average about 4 hours. Okay, I'm talking about with the pre-show and everything, and I'm being very generous because it's really about 5 hours. Let's say 5 hours. So basically, you know, that's a fucking lot of wrestling, and anything in and too much of anything gets boring. You know, I had a friend who used to date this really, really like hot chick in the Lower East Side here in Manhattan. And she was bad. Everybody, but you know, he became steady with her and he dated her for 5 years. And then he started, you know, cheating on her and all this other shit, because no matter how hot the chick is, you know, eventually, I mean, some people fall in love, and you know, that's why we continue to love watching wrestling. See the little thing there? You know, we stay watching it because we love it, but he really didn't love her. And he just ended up, you know, banging the next chick because you get tired of it. It's the same shit, dude. Not for nothing. Wrestling, the best wrestling that we had was in the early to mid 90s, 80s, because you didn't know what was going to happen. You know, now with the internet, with all the stooges, with the Dave Meltzers out there, you know, it's not fun anymore, guys. And that's what it is. That's why, you know, and then again, the WWE, you know, you're hiring, you know, all these people that never been in the business, never worked in the business, never took a bump in their life, never worked as a manager, never worked, you know, and they're writing for fucking Days of Our Lives, and they're writing WWE TV. And the fact is that, you know, it's just not, it doesn't grab us anymore, man. So we just have to get over on watching in-ring wrestling. And how many different moves, like, honestly, if you have a really solid match on Raw and a really good match on Impact Wrestling, let's be real. The only difference is the crowd, because it's the same action in both rings. You understand what I'm saying, Gerry?
Yeah.
And WJ? Same shit. So yeah, it gets stale and redundant. And the fact that everybody knows who's, you know, I knew about Bobby Lashley 3 weeks before he made his debut. So I was just waiting. When he came out, I was like, oh, look, fucking Bobby Lashley, great. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do anything to set him up. They didn't build around his. Bobby Lashley is fucking 14-2 in mixed martial arts. This guy has won titles all over the fucking world once he left WWE. They could have done vignettes, four weeks of vignettes leading up to him coming back, and then set him up with a program against Brock Lesnar. I'm just saying, that would be intriguing to me. But I guess, these people know better than what we want, I guess, whatever. And Stephanie McMahon has amazing gimmicks, by the way.
They just threw him in there against Elias, so it looked like they placed him in a mid-card position. And he's a man of few words. They didn't present him like a star at all, like they should have,
Yo, WJ, Bobby Lashley is a fucking killer. And he put over, he developed a good ability to talk on the mic. Not great, but a good ability to talk on the mic. He developed some heel tendencies and character over at Impact Wrestling over the last couple of years. So
he did improve a lot in TNA. He's one of the things that I liked on Impact, Bobby there. So that's the thing. Like, we've seen him as a multi-time TNA champ, so we expect WWE to treat him like a big deal or whatever, but they didn't do it so far there. But I never know. Maybe they're just waiting a little while. Hopefully the botches with Big Cass didn't fuck up his momentum there when he almost dumped Cass on his head. Let's hope he doesn't get held back because of that there.
I think Bobby Lashley, some of the things that he did in Impact was pretty good. He had a bad botch, though, on that. I think it was the greatest Royal Rumble, I think it was. Yeah, that was really bad. And I don't know, because, usually whenever you have someone that returns and then they botch so quickly, sadly, then people might say, oh, he's terrible. And then WWE see that and say, oh, well, maybe we need to reel him back.
Your mic's not working, Ray.
Ray, your mic's out there, mate. Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't... Hopefully that doesn't derail him, but somebody that should have been a world champion or somebody who had the qualities to become a world champ back in the day, back when the title was more important or whatever.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Muhammad Hassan, making his return to the world of indie wrestling at some show.
Check it out. It's funny. I have a connection with that because one of the conspiracy horsemen, who's part of the Hami Media, which is Greek God Papadon, was his first match. He does a conspiracy horseman on our podcast channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Ben Hameen is going to be working with him. The guy I keep talking about, he's going to be working with him. And possibly in future shows, we're going to be putting that over. Hassan, let me ask you a question, Double J, because you're I guess known as a controversial figure on the IWC. What did you think of his gimmick, man? And do you think it will work now?
I think Muhammad Hassan had the great talents, especially on the microphone. He looked like a star. He was good enough as a wrestler. I think the man definitely could and should have became a world champion. You know what I mean? And this is coming from the man should have been a world champion, and it's a shame that he got fucked over. People complain because he did his job too well, pretty much, when they did the controversial terrorist-style segment, but they told him to do it, for God's sake. McMahon approved the storyline. The man just did his fucking job. That's what sucks about it. The man did his job. He did it well, and he was fired for doing the job. How about firing the writing staff? I'm very passionate about Muhammad Hassan, right? That's a guy that should have been a champ. You know what I'm saying? That's a fucking tragedy in wrestling. So when I see him back in the Indies, of course, I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, I hope McMahon goes and gets him, you know?
You know, back in the day, there was a guy, and I don't know how young your audience is, but there was a gentleman by the name of David Schultz, and they used to call him Dr. D. And there was a news reporter back in the day when kayfabe was alive. And long story short, news reporter came up to him and said, "You know what? Wrestling's fake. Google this shit. Go to YouTube. Google, type in Dr. D slaps reporter." He slapped the reporter twice so fucking hard that the reporter actually lost his hearing and sued the WWF at the time. Dr. D didn't do that on his own accord. Apparently, the WWE, the powers that be, told him to do it. And guess what happened to him? He was blackballed. That's the business, man. Doesn't that suck? Doesn't that suck? The guy was just doing his job. Muhammad Hassan was just doing his job. And I agree with you, WJ. If I was booking it, if 9/11 didn't happen and they went with that gimmick, that guy probably would have been world champion. He had Davari with him, which I think was a great manager. That went along with it. It was just a good character all along. That's why, you know, right now Ben Hameen is doing a character similar to that, and he took that to the Indies, and he's been doing that for like 10 years. But I'm glad to see. Have you seen the pictures of him? He looks fantastic, Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
looks
still
good.
Looks like he could be a champ, even the way he looks now. There, he looks good. Fuck.
He'll go to TNA and they'll fuck him up.
But they could, even now, they could bring him back. Just don't make him do a terrorist angle. Just a fucking normal fucking Arabian or Middle East angle, or whatever country he's from. I don't know.
Nah, dude. They're gonna bring him to TNA and he's gonna fucking tag team with Sanjay Dutt. They're gonna make him an Indian guy. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna make him a fucking Indian guy coming out on a fucking carpet, a flying carpet with a genie fucking lamp and shit, and he's gonna rub it. It's gonna be terrible. What's gonna happen?
TNA go get a guy like this? You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what TNA should do. Go get guys like that. You know what I'm saying?
Agree. And he's still young. He's not an old guy by far. I can check out how old he is, but go ahead, Gerry. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Well, I actually need to end the stream. We'll probably end it in a. We might have to end it soon here because we're going actually over the hour mark here already. That's how quick things have gone so far. But
really,
yeah, like literally nearly an hour already.
Wow, that shit went quick. Okay,
yeah.
By the way, Muhammad Hassan is only 36 years old. He's a
36 years old, man.
Still got a long way to go, bro. You could wrestle another 10 years.
He could have been a champion for the last fucking 10 years, fuck. And still 36 years old.
Still young, brother. You don't hit your prime until you're in your 40s in wrestling.
Especially with the WWE curse there that they fucking lost all their top guys. That's a guy that they shouldn't have got rid of, you know?
I'm sorry, Gerry. Go ahead, buddy.
It's perfectly fine because that's what I like to do in the show. Let everyone express themselves. Let everyone talk. And that's what I like to do on the General Gerry show. I will have to end it now because it's currently near midnight here now in Ireland at the moment. But also before we actually do go, I want to give a quick shout out to SmackFed. It is a comedy wrestling show that me and Wrestling Jesus are co-creating right now. Some really ridiculous stuff that we're doing right now. If you can check out in the link in the description below. And also we're doing the NWS as well. We're doing a few promos on there as well. You know, trying to
NWS Revolution, the channel.
And NWS Revolution. The link is in the description below. And also you can check out onewrestling.com. The link is in the description below in the comments. Ray, do you want to give any shout outs before we go here?
I just want to, my God, first and foremost, and I wasn't bullshitting you when I say that, you know, I love you guys. I think you guys have done a lot of good stuff for a long time. And this YouTube game, this IWC, YWC shit, you know, a lot of people, they come on, they don't stick around for a long time. But Gerry and WJ, you guys have been around for years. It's weird because, you know, a guy like WJ, I feel like I know him because I've watched his work over the last, I've watched your work. I see I'm talking like he's not even here. I've watched your work over the last couple of years, and I respect it because, like I said, I get it. You feel me? So thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for all that you've done, Gerry. If I may just plug a couple of quick things, guys, if you can, please go to One Wrestling Video on YouTube, as we're going to have most of the video content with me, Bill Apter, Rick Vickery. We have a whole new crew coming on that's going to be doing a whole bunch of good stuff. And if you can, guys, go to hackerhameen.podbean.com or just search Hacker Hameen, all one word, wherever you listen to your favorite like podcast or stuff like that. We've got everything from it's like a lot of conspiracy theory talk and pro wrestling talk, and you would not believe how much world news, conspiracy theories, and pro wrestling, how much how similar they are in the fan base, and we got some of the best there, man. Thank you so much, guys. Give me a follow on Twitter if you can. I appreciate it at Big Ray's show. I feel very humbled that you guys asked me to come on here, and I wanted to sincerely thank you for spending some time out of your day to watch this, guys out there. And thank you, Gerry, and thank you, WJ, for hosting me. I'm very humbled, and thank you so much.
Anytime, mate, anytime. WJ, do you want to give any shout outs?
Go follow me on Twitter, Wrestling Cedric. I got no followers, Gerry. What the I'm going downhill fast, Gerry. I'm a has-been, for God's sake.
No, listen, go on his Twitter. Whenever WJ talks about WWE on his Twitter, it is absolutely hilarious. I should probably plug my Twitter as well. I never even do this, but at Jared Ross 2K9, just type in General Gerry and you'll eventually see me. You'll see a picture and you'll recognize it. But at Jared Ross 2K9. I'm on Twitter and stuff like that. So, and also, you know, subscribe to these guys, Wrestling Jesus and OneWrestling.com. Honestly, these guys do really good content, and you know, we want to build up the YWC. Make sure like the people that are legitimately putting effort into their videos actually get some traffic flowing as well. And yeah, so guys, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. We're near 4,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. We're very near. The roast of General Gerry will be a thing. The roast of General Gerry will be a thing once we hit 4,000 subscribers. I know I've said this before on the 5th anniversary, but this will now happen if we hit 4,000 subscribers. The roast of General Gerry will happen live. So
Awesome.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. This is General Gerry on the General Gerry channel. Signing out.